and welcome back to another video. My name is Kizzy and today I have Caitlin here and we're doing another bookseller bookshelf tour thing, discussion video. Welcome to the video.
Thank you, I feel welcomed.
Just to let you know, Edith, my editor-in-chief, is in the background, so if you hear any noise, it's her being annoying. No, joking. Rude. So, first question is always the question that we start with. How many books do you think you own?
Fuck knows. I've honestly no idea. I've got more upstairs, bookshelf over there. In the craft room, there's more craft-related books, stuff at my parents'. But that's mostly it. Yeah.
So
I don't even know. Like how many is that on? Like, say roughly 20 a shelf, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish shelves there. Well, now I have to do maths. That's embarrassing.
2 times 8. 2 times 8, 16. 160 per shelf.
Yeah.
Then there's 2 shelves there. So that's 320.
Yeah.
Then you've got those. And they're thinner, so you can't even do that.
No.
500 or more?
Oh, yeah,
More?
I would say more. Yeah.
Close to 1,000?
Possibly, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And don't ask me how many I've read, because I have no idea. I did consider at one point going through and putting little stickers on all the spines for and when I'd read them I could peel them off, but I realised it would just be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's like people that turn books that they've either read or not read, they turn the spines the other way.
Books are lovely. And I like to go, oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's my friend. No,
I feel like people do that for that have like a really clean white room aesthetic.
I don't. No, anathema to me.
Aesthetic, so they turn
Definitely not. No.
Yeah, we need colour, and I like to know what they are. Like people that wrap them up and then pick one at random to read. Stresses me.
Yeah, if I'm not in the right mood, I'm not going to enjoy it.
I'm a mood reader.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It just completely changes my experience, and I want to like books.
Yeah.
I don't like going in feeling bad about them. At the end of the day, you've invested in them. So
yeah. How much do you like to know about a book before you go into it? Do you read reviews? Do you just go off do you read the blurb? I don't even read the blurb of a lot of books.
I do. I mean, it depends how much I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly nowadays if I'm buying stuff, it'll be friends' recommendations or just gut feeling.
Yeah.
If I like the look of something, I will usually read the blurb, but if somebody's just going to recommend me some fluff, Deb, yeah, whatever, she'll give me a little spiel about, it's really smutty.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's what I need for the moment.
Do you have a favourite shelf of all your shelves?
I do, yes. It's over there, handily, and it's my bigger, weirder, just eclectic books. Yeah, they are mostly art books, some picture books, and just some random stuff, like my herbal, or one of my herbals anyway. I've got 2. One of them is in German.
I tried to bring you some conkers back from Italy.
Oh!
But I got really paranoid that they were going to not let me to the airport. So I carried them all week, and then at the last minute I was like, I can't do it, I have to leave them.
Well, the thought is very nice, thank you, I would appreciate it. I do. My coat pockets are currently full of acorns.
Yeah, they were really nice. I haven't seen conkers like that in a long time.
What are they like?
Well, they were just
intrigued how they're different.
Really shiny, proper conkers. Whereas I feel like there used to be a conker tree where I used to live in Guernsey, and we always used to go there and get conkers, and we try and make them. They're impossible to actually make those things. I can never do it, but
I have no idea how you actually break them.
No.
Short of forklift truck or something, rolling it over.
But these, and they were everywhere, and they were just proper big shiny conkers. I just thought these are really nice.
They do
conkers.
Oxidise.
Yeah,
that's why they lose their shininess. But
they might be fresh, and they do rot as well.
Apparently so. Yeah. No, I have seen some mouldy ones.
Yeah, so I was like, maybe it's not worth the risk of being arrested in an airport.
International conker smuggler.
Have you read the Dragon Myths and Magic one? Because I've got that, but
No.
I just got it because it looks pretty.
I haven't. Was that a last Christmas one?
Yeah, that came out last Christmas.
Yeah. I've looked at it many times and thought, yes.
Isn't it?
The thing about hardbacks, they're so bloody heavy. And
that's a dense book as well.
Really, really dense, and I carry a lot of shit with me, particularly now because I can't have about at least 2 or 3 sketchbooks with me at any one point, and they weight.
Yeah. And then you got your like drawing stuff as well. Like,
exactly.
just
Yeah.
the books.
Yeah. So I'm permanently slightly lopsided. Yeah, and just finding the time to reading that kind of book, because I want to be switched on. Like you want to be taking it all in. It's not like a sort of sit back and let it wash over you.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to...
It's the kind of book as well that I would need internet next to me, because I need to like research and look up things that they mentioned that I have no knowledge of, because I probably have very little knowledge about it.
We could dual read it,
We
and
could.
then I can flex my knowledge on you.
Yeah. You can help me.
Yes.
I realise I've done that.
Turn into professor mode.
Yeah, we could do that. That would be quite good.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Another Joe Abercrombie.
Yeah.
We did the last 2.
Well, yeah. I've got the Heroes in Readiness.
Yes.
So this time I'll be along for the ride.
Is it the Heroes first?
Yeah,
Then Red Country.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nice.
I'm so excited. I just can't wait for you guys to find stuff out.
Is it in Heroes or
No, I mean
all the short
it's
stories?
everything. Everything is just brilliant. Like there's stuff that I've.
Have you read the recent trilogy?
Yeah, it's a doozy.
I bought them all.
Yeah, good. Yes, completionist for the full set. They are really good. I like the intergenerational stuff because it's the kids.
Yes, because then someone had at the end of the things, and I was like, Deb's like, I think I know what the other voice would be.
Oh,
Trying to say it without spoiling it for anyone that hasn't like watched it.
I mean, skip ahead to is that a thing that we can do?
Skip ahead.
Yeah.
We can just
If you don't want spoilers, skip ahead to
this bit.
Timestamp.
Timestamp. up in the
ooh,
corner.
look at us getting fancy.
Yeah. So Thingy had a baby at
Yeah.
the end of the video.
Yeah.
And also Giselle's had kids that have been mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Giselle and that woman's babies, I can't remember her name now. I always got it wrong.
Monza.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And Ardy's up the duff.
Who's up the duff?
Ardy.
Is she?
Yeah, that's why she has to get married.
Oh yes, to Glockter.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking, I was very slow at the uptake there. Yes.
Yes.
And that's Giselle's. Oh, and he's like a bastard king now person thing. And just Giselle's not even like really a king.
It's all Baez's machinations.
I know. Does he come back?
I ain't
Debs really
saying.
wants him to
I'm
die.
not saying nothing.
Debs is adamant that she wants him to die. It was interesting, me and Debs though, we really like different characters in the book.
Oh yeah. Because actually, I haven't had the full discussions about the characters with you yet.
So, I really liked who's that? So she really liked Shivers.
Yes.
So
yeah.
then, kind of as a counteract to that, she really hated Monza.
I
Really
know.
maybe I'm being a bit
Yeah,
strong
I
there.
know.
But she just thought that she was a horrible person, that she should die.
I have the person who got me into the First Law series was the same.
Yeah.
And I've always had a bit. I just feel sorry for her.
I feel sorry for her. I think
Like she's been absolutely shafted by her brother.
Yes.
Like what a fucking dick.
Yes.
And she just takes it.
Yeah.
She never questions that she is not going to be there for her baby brother no matter what he does. And I think she's just, almost brainwashed, really.
Yeah.
Like, she's as afraid, Oh, but then Shivers, I do feel sorry for him.
I do feel sorry for him. But I also kind of was a little bit frustrated with the storyline because I thought it was pretty much identical to Logan's.
Oh, now that's interesting. I suppose their arc for both of them is how to be a good man. Can you be a good man?
Yeah.
And when you have to do unpleasant things, what does that say about you? Where does the choice actually lie?
Yeah.
And what does that mean about you as a person? So I do see that. I'm intrigued. I can't. No.
We'll move on now. Back to the
No.
bookshelves. Back to the books.
The books, yes.
Even though that is the books.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you have no organisational...
No.
There's not even a genre-defining
No.
section.
No.
Nope.
That I fully have intentions of organising, but ADHD brain doesn't say yes. It will happen when yeah. Yeah. Some are together there's a vague.
Well, you've not even got series or authors together. Though.
No.
That kind of stresses me out a little bit. Like I can get just putting books on the shelves like at random because I mean I organise my books when I have mad moments of I need to control my life, so I organise my books, and then as soon as I like start, but then I like take them off to like put them in videos or like take a photo of them, and then I'll just be like, yeah, that'll just fit back in there, and then there's no organisation again. But I would always keep an author together or a series together.
There's slight attempts at that. So my standard size Philip Pullman are all down there, but the big graphic novel, well, they're not graphic novels, but the big illustrated ones are over there because that's where they fit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Some of the Terry Pratchett were together because they fit on the wee shelf, but then the ones that I've got in hardback don't, so they can't. Yeah, those were my grandma's. Oh, I want to show you little tiny things. Like, I found this. I used to work in a charity bookshop down in Exeter, and they had a warehouse that was just filled with books, just piles of them. And as part of the volunteering, they used to get us to go there and sort through for anything that could be sold, might have some extra value, or just stuff that had to be pulped. But that did mean that we could take what we wanted. So I've got the Ensign Handbook of Photography. So I think I dated it to about 1915, roughly, going off the fashion. But yeah, and it's how to use the old pinhole cameras, and but it gives you all the technology. It's like that used to be that.
Yeah.
They're so yeah. I love finding that all weirdnesses, or just stuff that you never think to go looking for, but it just turns up.
It's there. I was going to ask you, with organising it, does your bookseller brain not kick in? Because you're very particular on how
I am in the shop. That's always the thing. My main thing is I know where to find them.
Yeah.
I can't really justify it, to be honest. Yeah, no, I am an arsehole about it in the shop, but I think it's just because they move around so often, whereas here they don't really, and it doesn't matter if I can't find a book here.
Yeah.
I've never really attempted to do it with my own shelves, but my mum asked me to organise the bookshelves, I think it was back in the first lockdown, and that way more books. 5 times that just in the study.
Yeah.
And that I did make an attempt at organising, but it's difficult to start. And my mum has different ideas about what should be where. It was that she was very definite that she wanted historical fiction removed from the rest of fiction.
Okay, so she wants it as its own
genre. Yeah, and I don't know. I think genres are a little bit limiting. I kind of, like people come in and ask for the romance books.
Yeah. Classics is a big one that people separate out.
Yeah, and again, I don't really like that very much, because what is a classic?
Yeah.
Just because something's old, it doesn't
gives it a prestige that it doesn't necessarily need.
And the canon is very limiting. It's very white. It's very male dominated. Just and they're all the authors that get the shelf space and the attention, I suppose. So I'd rather just have things mixed in so that people can make their own discoveries and their own decisions. Really. So there's just so much snobbishness around it. It's just a bit off-putting. And people do get judgy about reading romance books.
Yeah, it's like when we had the TikTok table.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's such
that divided so many people,
which is hilarious.
I think it's funny. We don't have a TikTok table anymore. We've just got a current, like, kind of almost a bestsellers table.
Yeah.
But because it mixes up traditionally more prestigious books with TikTok books.
Yeah.
Some colleagues they just do not like it.
No. No.
Whereas I think that's a fine table. I think it's a good table.
No, you do get particularly among like the target audience. You overhear the very loud, pointed conversations in the shop. Either they love that, oh, there's a TikTok section.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh my god, there's a TikTok section.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
It's so funny.
Like, well, snobbishness like that doesn't get anybody anywhere.
And these were all books that people were reading before TikTok was a thing. It's not just...
Yeah, and so long as people are reading, I don't think it matters.
So it brings so many more people into the shop.
Oh god, yeah, like a whole new generation.
Yeah.
Be supportive of a reading journey. Like, nobody is, reading Ulysses all the time. And would you want to know that person?
I hated that book.
Just, no.
It's like people that buy that massive, huge one.
I don't even know how much it is.
It must weigh about 5 kilos.
I mean, my herbal over there is about that.
Yeah, and it's about that size.
So much more worth reading.
I had to watch the film. That was weird.
There's a film?
Yeah. The film was really weird. It's like kind of like the book, basically, but just like digitalized. Like it's just like a stream of consciousness of a film instead.
God. Is it all handheld and?
Yeah, it's black and white.
Yeah, of course.
Is
it a modern film?
It's not. I don't think it's old enough to be black and white.
Yeah, it's an artistic decision. Yeah, Google, please.
Google, be my Google person.
I want it.
Give me 1 sec. Have you heard of Ulysses before?
I've heard the word, but I wouldn't be able to put anything to it. I think I've just...
To be fair, I hadn't heard that much about it before I went to uni.
Yeah,
I wasn't in that literary thing. Yeah. It wasn't a thing on my radar.
1967.
Oh,
it might be.
Well, no,
Colour was before. I don't know.
Yeah, Colour was
Edith.
like 1930s, but budgetary decisions, whether or not things were made in colour or not, like.
I think it was a stylistic choice.
I would say by that point, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 films.
Wow.
There's a 2009 one as well that is in colour.
That's not.
And looks so much worse than the other one.
Oh, really?
I mean, I wonder how much of a budget it actually had, or needed, to be honest. Like how. Well, I don't know.
It's just
I don't
walking around Dublin. Let's not be judgmental.
No,
Maybe we should move on from Ulysses.
Maybe there's too much animosity.
Too much.
Oh, and there's one that's like a futuristic Ulysses.
Oh, wow.
That came out in 2018 that's actually set in 2023.
That'll never happen.
How many pages is it? About over 1,000.
Yeah.
Near 1,000, around that. And it's just of one day, Edith.
Yeah.
One day of this man walking through Dublin, that's basically it.
Yeah. Other paragraphs. There's no punctuation, is there? Or is there a bit?
Don't think so. There's very little. It's stream of consciousness, basically, so it's just his thoughts as he goes through. But it's based off the Odyssey. Or it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, Ulysses is the Roman name for
Odysseus. So it's got like...
I kind of didn't realise that was it. I wouldn't have placed that title to that storyline, to be honest.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was something to do with...
But it's like the journey, so he's meant to go through the journey. Because the Odyssey is the journey. Odysseus going back home.
Yes.
And he goes through all these different things. So he has those kind of things, but just in a modern setting.
You should definitely read the Penelope ad, though.
I do need to read that.
Very short.
Very short. It's on because I almost read it because I did my dissertation on how classics have been retold.
Ooh, fun.
Particularly like the women and like the violence of how it's like translated and retold. And how the different choices of how.
I mean, you did that at the right moment.
Yes, it was. It was in the middle of the Me Too.
Yeah.
Peak. So yeah, so I almost did the Penelope ad, but I didn't actually decide. I did Natalie Haynes though.
Oh, I love her.
Cersei.
She's so cool. Cersei, I enjoyed, but I didn't think it was anything.
No.
Amazing.
Son of Achilles, actually. Controversial opinion of the web. I did not like how it was retold. Specifically,
it's on the shelf.
Somewhere.
No, I can tell exactly where it is. Definitely.
Maybe we should do a timer. I'll give you a title that I've found, and you see how fast you can find it. Because you know where they are.
No, it is. I can see it.
I think it's a nice romance story. But for me, it doesn't have the grit or the kind of uncomfortable, like the wrongness that is like kind of the classicals, like the way that there's so many things wrong with it that I think that when you retell it, you have to at least keep some of that in.
Or to acknowledge that. Yeah, it's
Where it's
difficult.
kind of it's too shiny, it's too nice, it's too...
Yeah.
And then specifically how she retells Theseus?
Oh,
No,
who is
Thetis. Thetis, sorry, I always get that wrong.
That's
His
Lee's
mum.
mother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like a victim in the original. Even like Ovid, when he does his kind of...
Yeah.
It's a retelling, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she is still clearly a victim, whereas she's the antagonist in Song of Achilles.
Interesting.
And she's portrayed horribly.
Mummy issues.
Yeah. I just didn't like how she chose to do that.
Still find a way to blame the woman.
Yeah, it was. And she wasn't even one that was... There's loads of women you could blame in the other... It's like, get her involved, you know? She's great if you want...
I mean, any of the goddesses, you're just like...
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where she just didn't need to do that to Thetis, and I felt bad for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was because she had to do that because she wanted the romance to be all shiny and good.
Yeah.
Whereas very rarely is romance shiny and good. And she
No,
could have done something interesting with that as well. The Greeks, eh? So, who are you currently reading? What's your favourite... Do you have any favourite books, authors?
I do have perennial favourites, or ones that I will just... If I'm not reading them, then I'm listening to them. So,
Okay.
instant, happy place for me is Terry Pratchett. I love the sense of humour, and every time I listen and read to the books. Little bedtime story. Every time I revisit them, there's a little joke out, and I was like, oh, that's so clever. Like, how did he get it so dense? They're just really comforting. Yeah, so I return to them quite a lot. They can be quite cynical. So yeah, there's a couple of them up there.
I've never read any Terry Pratchett.
Oh, you should. You
Full
definitely.
stop.
Everybody should. Like, they're brilliant. Like, whenever anybody asks me for a funny book at work, like Terry Pratchett,
Yeah.
because otherwise my brain just goes, "What's funny?" Oh.
Yeah, I know. Because funny in fantasy is really hard to find.
Yeah.
You don't really see it very often, or if you do, it's not
it's goofy.
the defining factor, or it's just awkward.
Yeah. I would say Joe Abercrombie comes quite close to being...
He's the closest that I've...
black humour.
Yeah.
But
if someone was after something light-hearted and funny,
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to recommend that.
Here's humanity. Now go cry.
Yeah.
Whereas Terry Pratchett, he doesn't have any false illusions about what people are really like. Like, he's really scathing, but also never gives up hope on people, which I think it's nice. I love them.
Is it fantasy or sci-fi?
Fantasy.
Fantasy it is?
Yeah, definitely.
For some reason, I thought it was fantasy, and then I'm pretty sure someone told me it wasn't. So that's why I've never really gone near it again.
No,
It's fantasy.
Magic exists. It's mostly incidental. They never go into, oh, this is how you do this for whatever. The witches are great because they barely ever use magic. It's all headology. It's just psychology. Just psychology. It's reading people. You should start with either Mort or Guards.
Oh, really? Not in
not
publication order?
No, definitely not.
Really?
Really
that throws my plan out the window. I was going to start with the first
Colour of Magic.
Yeah.
No. He's still working the world out, and it's just a little clunkier. Like, once you get the hang of how his mind works, that's when you go back.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I tend to, even if it's not any order, go with publication order, because I think it's better to read the worst ones first, because then you won't be disappointed when you go back. But is that not applicable?
I don't know, because I always worry that if you start with a bad one, it will ruin everything for you. Yeah, because like some people, like I'll recommend Best Served Cold to before I will First Law.
Yeah.
Because I struggled with the blade itself when I first started it. I don't know if it was headspace or what, but I put it down, and then I listened to it, and that got me hooked. But if people are dubious about it, I think Best Served Cold you can read as just an excellent standalone novel. I think it's the best out of everything that he's written. Yeah. I'm so excited for the next series. It's not the same world, but
Is it not?
No, he's making a
Branching out.
departure.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked again.
Yeah, can't help it.
He's too good.
He's too good. Fan club. I am. Definitely. There will be a PowerPoint.
PowerPoint presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin is making a... What was it?
Fan casting.
A fan cast.
It will never happen, but I just like assigning. It's one of my favourite things to do when I'm feeling a bit stressed or if I just want to go to sleep. I just kind of think, who are cool actors? Oh, yes.
Have you ever got it right? Like a TV show that's come out?
No, it has to be passion project. Sort of like, I've never really done it for anything apart from Blade itself. I think just because I know the story so well and it hasn't been picked up, but normally by the time something is produced, it's I think it's because it's so cinematic. Like you can see it becoming something visual.
I think that with Brandon Sanderson as well.
I've never read any of his.
Have you? What?
There's so much.
There is, but I read most of them pretty much within like 2 years. I just really loved his books. They're not, because they're like Joe Abercrombie, like you can read them as separate.
Okay.
And like things. So like you've got the Mistborn trilogy.
Where would you start?
That's another debate thing. Some people say you should start with the Mistborn trilogy because they think that's the best trilogy with the least commitment. Obviously, because Way of Kings is massive. Whereas Elantris, they don't think it's as good. I love Elantris. I think it's one of the best ones. So I would start with Elantris, and that is the publication order, because it is not as like finessed as his other ones. But Sanderson's also different because he didn't. It's not like the first book he ever wrote. He was like Way of Kings. He's been working on that book for 10 years before it was published. It was the first. Way of Kings was the first book he wrote in that world. But then he started having all these ideas for these other things, and then he like kind of
okay.
That's why it's so complicated, the main series. But you don't have to read them. As one.
I think I probably would start with Mistborn just so I get the best introduction to the world.
And it's not
that way. I'm gonna be sold on it.
But also, it's not the same world.
Oh, okay. Oh, bloody hell.
It's the same universe. Sanderson's universe is the Cosmere.
Okay.
Basically, way back when, there was like kind of a Big Bang thing, and these shards scattered across the universe, and that's what each series is on a different shard. Basically, I'm probably butchering this actually, but so each world has its own magic system, own political system, own culture, own religion.
He's just
gone mad,
pulling strings on puppets and seeing how they work. Like
basically, he is the puppet.
He's like a petri dish. Like what grows in this one?
Yes, basically. So like in Elantris, the magic system. I've picked the worst one to pick. Mistborn. Elantris magic system's weird. Mistborn, the magic system is based on the consumption of metals.
Right. Okay.
So different people have the ability to kind of process different metals. Like aluminium gives you heightened sight.
How do you consume them?
So they put them in like this little liquid.
I was going to say, because otherwise that's going to be murdering.
Yeah. They kind of like dissolve like in a little like shot glass. They just shot them. But mist. There's mistlings where people can only do one metal. There's people that can't. So like us, they just can't.
Normies.
They'll drink it. It does nothing. It just goes through them. There's mistlings where they can consume one of the metals. There's mistborns that can consume all the metals and still get all the things. So they're like really rare.
Yeah.
But obviously our two main characters are those two rare people.
Of course. The chosen ones.
That one's really fun. It's a found family heist, basically. They get a group together to go on a heist.
I do bloody love a heist.
It's basically that's why I loved Best Served Cold.
Yeah. And also Six of Crows.
Yes. 3 of my favourite books, these ones. And they're all the same thing. They're found families, heists. So Miss
I like shenanigans, I like hijinks.
They can basically fly because one of the powers is that they can push off metals and pull on metals. So some people can only push, some people can only pull.
Okay.
Mistborns can balance it so that they can push and pull off like lampposts
and
pins and coins. They use coins, so they throw coins in the air and push away from them. There is science to it.
Okay.
I've actually thought a lot about it. So like if you push on something that's heavier than you, you'll go that way. If you push on something that's lighter than you, it'll go that way. So they push the coin into the ground, and then that will make them go up.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
it actually does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the Mistborn magic system. But then on a different planet, you've got Warbreaker. The magic system I think it's a little bit unclear, but it's basically on colour. So there's also a magic sword who loves to kill people, but it's like really cute. It's like hard to say because he thinks he's doing the best thing. Like he's such a good person because he's killing all these people, but it has no concept of like good and bad.
Well, no, his job is to kill.
Yeah, but it's
So
he thinks
does it
he's
really well.
good. Yeah, but yeah,
like
so
a
he's
dog.
basically, and he talks to his person there. He like holds them. So he's like,
There's a really good sword in The Heroes.
Oh, is there? Oh, love a good sword.
And there are talking swords in Terry Pratchett as well.
No, what else? I think Terry Pratchett was a big influence on Sanderson.
I mean, it's hard to think
Not to
of.
be, yeah.
He's like Tolkien in that his influence is just everywhere. You know, not as much as Tolkien, but yeah.
Yeah.
If anything is quippy or
So that there's all these different shards in the Sanderson universe. That's why you can read all the theories separately.
Gotcha.
The only point it's going to come difficult, like if you've not read them, is about now in the Stormlight Archive, because this is his big epic series that he started this all from.
Yeah.
It's now pulling, because they're in the same universe, they're connected in some way that we're unsure about. But we're now starting to see characters from these worlds. We have no idea how they've got there, because obviously it's a different world.
Yeah.
But they're somehow connected by this place called Shadesmar. Don't know. It does then get really quite complicated.
To be revealed.
To be revealed, I think. Or if you're a proper Sanderson into it, you've really researched it, you probably know a lot more than I do. But I've not gone into it as much because I'd rather read the books and find out than know outside of him. And I've not read all the short stories. I think there's a lot of information there that I'm missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're starting to now book 3 and 4 of the Stormlight. You're starting to pull things in from the other ones. So it's like Ahsoka, when you see your characters, you're like, oh my god. And Debs is really good at it. Like she can there's a character, I read the whole of the Stormlight that's out. She's like, oh yeah, and this character if it's from Elantris. I was like, there's no Elantris characters in it. She went, yes there are. I was like the 3rd chapter, C1. I was like, oh. I did not get that.
Whoops.
My memory's too bad to remember descriptions of characters like that she does. Just kind of clicks them.
Yeah. I think, because I listen to a lot of stuff. It depends on how good the narrator is at remembering remembering what voice they did. Or sometimes they can just be a complete giveaway.
I think the narrator for Sanderson's book's really good. The male narrator especially. Yeah. The woman's very American. It kind of annoys me a little bit. Yeah. Whereas the other guy, he sounds like an epic fantasy author. He's da 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 da. Yeah. Got a very deep voice and very slow and.
Stephen Pacey, who does the Abercrombie ones.
My audiobooks, I try and get ones that I've read already. So maybe I'll add him to my collection.
Yeah. Oh no, you definitely should. His voice for Glockter, you can tell he's got teeth missing. It's so. I
forgot because I actually listened to. Because at the end of the series, I was really struggling to get through the last bit.
I mean, it's such a downer.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
So I did listen to the end of it on audiobook, and I'd forgotten. Well, I knew he had no teeth. Yeah. But you don't read a character with no teeth, as in no teeth.
Because you don't always put. It's a lot of effort to have a mental voice for everybody.
You got
a good writer should be able to convey who is talking just from their speech patterns, but it's still a lot of effort for you to fully populate that mental landscape, into all the details. Yeah. Fun when you can, but no, not if you just want to get through the story.
Yeah. So, I think that should be about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Caitlin for being on the video, on the channel.
I'm honoured.
If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for some new ones coming up soon. I don't know who's going to be the next book seller, but I'm sure I can get someone on. I'm sure. Yeah. I'll drag Caroline on.
She's quite keen, I think.
Is she? Because I spoke to her and she was like, oh no, I'm not sure.
Oh, but she's a good chatter.
Yeah, she will ramble.
Yeah, get her on Tolkien, you'll never stop.
Yeah, it's true.
There are opinions, and honestly, put her on the other side of the sofa because there's a volume.
Yeah.
She gets very passionate.
She does. So yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Fruit Planet, you've got where break. What is it called?
Is it a book title?
Yeah.
We'll tell you that.
What's the other stand? Google Brandon Sanderson standalone. It's the other one that's not a Landrift.
She realised the dehumidifiers being run. It's probably interfering with the sound.
Oh, it'll be fine. Warbreaker.